50 Shades of Chaos Black here. Anyone from the tabletop games? This is going to be a quick video. I've been away for the Easter holidays, but I wanted to get at least one video out this week as this channel is starting to grow and I've nearly hit that 100 subscribers goal, which is really awesome. Thank you so much, anyone that has subscribed. It really does mean a lot to me. So, we're sticking with Tzeentch, and we still have the special characters and the mortal followers to cover. Now, when it comes to Tzeentch, most of the interesting stuff involves the mortals. There are some really cool mortal champions, and also some cults that are dedicated to the God of Change that will be really fun to talk about. But that's for the next big video. There's even one mortal champion that has his own novel that's just dedicated to him. So I will approach that like I did my Valkyrie the Bloody video. He will get his own video. Maybe try and have a guess who that particular special character is and let me know in the comments. Whoever guesses it first will win a special place in my 100 subscribers special. Do I sound like a professional YouTuber yet? Maybe? Anyway, before we get into all of that, I wanted to finish off the demonic side of Tzeentch's followers, and there are three that I would like to mention. One of them is the greater demon Karos Fateweaver, and I've actually covered him in another video. It was my first Warhammer Shorts video that is titled The Top 3 Greatest Spellcasters. So I will leave a link in the description of this video if you would like to check him out, which I do recommend as he is actually the coolest of Tzeentch's demonic followers. So that leaves two demons to cover in this video. There isn't too much info on these two, but they are definitely still worth covering. So let's get these two out the way, and then we can move on to bigger and better things. First up, we have the Changeling, a demon who, as you can probably guess by the name, represents the ever-changing aspect of the Lord of Change himself. Now this makes him one hard demon to describe when it comes to his physical appearance, as he doesn't really have one. Or to put it better, his physical form is always changing to suit whatever situation he is currently in. One day you could be looking upon a greater demon towering over you in all of its magnificent glory. Another day, he could be that pesky fly that just doesn't seem to go away, no matter how many times that you swat at it. It's most annoying. Another day, providing there's enough chaos energy in the air, he could be a perfect representation of your best friend, stood inches from you with a concealed blade in hand, having just murdered your actual best friend and tossed the body into a nearby ditch. So, sleep well tonight. All I can say of his true form, if you can even call it that, is that he covers himself in a long cloak and wields a staff in his right hand. Now the Changeling's unique abilities come in very handy when it comes to his line of work. For the Changeling is a master spy and assassin, and not only can he change his physical form in order to trick, deceive, or kill his targets, but he can adopt the mannerisms and personalities of whatever he changes into. Using all these talents, it is said that there have been times when he has succeeded in deceiving the chaos gods themselves. So what hope do mere mortals have at seeing through this pesky demon's trickery? There is only one being in all the Warhammer world that is immune to the Changeling's trickery, and that is his boss, the Lord of Change, Tzeentch himself. When not on a mission for his boss, the Changeling is a bit of a prankster and likes to have a bit of fun at the expense of other chaos entities. After all, life can get pretty dull for a demon stuck in the realm of chaos for hundreds of years at a time. Who can blame him, really, for wanting to cause a bit of commotion? One such prank went as follows. So the Changeling leaves Tzeentch's kingdom and wanders into the realm of Slaanesh. Once there, he transforms into a Slaaneshi demonette and makes his way into the palace of the Prince of Pleasure himself. He then proceeds to steal some magical artifacts called the Silver Apples of Knowledge and, unconfronted, makes his way back out of the palace. Now the cool thing is, he didn't just want to steal them for himself. That's not what this is about. This is a prank, and he just wants to have a little fun and cause a little trouble. So next, he makes his way, with the apples, to the border of Nurgle, the god of decay's realm. Crossing the border, he transforms into a plague bearer, and so again, unobserved, makes his way deep into Nurgle's garden. Once in the garden, he simply throws the silver apples onto the floor, and finally heads back to Tzeentch, adopting his typical form again once safely in the realm. So what's the point of this? Well, when Slaanesh discovered the theft, he flew into a real temper tantrum, thinking that Nurgle had stolen such important artifacts from his very own palace. And so he sent a whole army to retrieve them and trash Nurgle's garden in the process. Nurgle, thinking this an unprovoked attack, also flew into a rage and sent his army to counterattack Slaanesh. And so a war between the Lord of Decay and the Prince of Pleasure was started. That's the kind of pranks our Changeling plays. Best not to get on the wrong side of him. And so that's the Changeling, Tzeentch's trickster demon, who wanders eternity, playing his little jokes that have some very big consequences, for mortals and demons alike. Demon number 2 is actually demons, because there are 2 of them. Pteryx and Tzeentch. God, demon names are weird. I have no idea if I pronounce those right, or if there even is a right pronunciation. But anyway, Pteryx and Tzeentch. These 2 demons are collectively known as the Blue Scribes. So who are the Blue Scribes? Well, first and foremost, they are 2 blue horrors. So I suppose I had better quickly explain what a blue horror is. In my last video, I talked about the lesser demons known as horrors. What I failed to mention was that those were more specifically pink horrors, which is your typical horror. The majority of horrors are pinked horrors, called this because they are pink, and because they are horrors. There are also, however, blue horrors, and these are a little bit different. They appear during battle, when a pink horror is slain, and basically there is a 20% chance that from the chaos energy that is released from the slain pink horror, a blue horror will form to replace it. So the Blue Scribes are blue horrors. However, these blue horrors were specifically created by Tzeentch to fulfill a specific purpose. What was their task? To learn every spell in existence. Why did Tzeentch give them this task? Well, to understand that, we need another little story time. The legend goes that when the 4 main chaos gods first came into existence, the Lord of Change, Tzeentch, was the most powerful, keeping the other gods in check with his sorcerous might. The other gods, unhappy with this, decide to team up in order to take the big guy down. While Tzeentch was chilling on his throne that resides atop the endless mountain, Khorne, Nurgle and Slaanesh climbed up to face him, and in a titanic battle that shook the heavens, Tzeentch was knocked from the mountaintop. Finally, falling from such a height, the impact shattered his body into 10,000 pieces that were flung across all of time and space. From that moment on, Tzeentch's power was diminished, and he was no longer top dog. It is also said in legend that when these shards of the sorcerer god fell to earth, magic, as it is now known in Warhammer Fantasy, was birthed into the physical world. So how does this fit in with the Blue Scribes? Well, when I say that the shards of Tzeentch brought magic into the world, I mean that very literally, and to be more specific, each one of these shards is said to be a single spell, and therefore all of these shards is every spell in existence. So each time that the scribes find out another spell, they are actually collecting another shard of their master, for their master. You might think that learning every spell in existence would make these two little blue horrors insanely powerful, perhaps one day powerful enough to challenge Tzeentch himself. Well, you don't have to worry. Tzeentch has thought of that too, and come up with a novel way of making sure that that never happens, while still allowing them to complete their task. One scribe, Ptarax, has the ability to write the spells down, but he is unable to read them, and Tzeentch is able to read what Ptarax has written, but is unable to understand them. That Tzeentch is a clever fellow. And so, riding discs of Tzeentch, the Blue Scribes search space and time, realms mortal and eternal, to find spells, writing them down and thus capturing Tzeentch's lost shards. If they ever do find them all, then the Lord of Change intends to swallow them, thus becoming complete again. If that ever happens, then it is likely he will grow so powerful that neither mortal or god will be able to take him down, and he will rule once again eternal, with dominion over all. Not a good thing. What's funny is if you ever cross the scribes in battle whilst they are on their search, they have a book in which Ptarax has filled with spells of incredible power, but because he can't read them, and Tzeentch can't understand what he reads, Tzeentch just picks away spells at random and reads them as fast as he possibly can. You could be blown to pieces, or you could find it's raining gold coins. Makes for an interesting battle. Thank you so much for watching, guys and gals, and please remember to rate, comment and subscribe. Toodaloo!